Hello. Hi. Welcome to Watch Wednesday. I'm Mama Robin, if you're new here. No. And if you're not, you know who the hell I am. Anyway, sit down, enjoy yourself. We got a few things to go over. Let's see. Number one. We're going to try something new today. A little bit different scenery. Okay? Okay. Oops. There we go. This is Duchess. Some of you have seen her in my other videos. She is half Great Pyrenees and half Red Heeler. She is my service dog, but she's also my best friend. Love this dog to death. Would do anything with her, for her. No matter what life throws at me, she's going to be by my side. Anyway, there's the only palm tree we have in the courtyard. So forth and so on. So, today on Watch Wednesday, like I said, we got a few things to cover. Number one, I made a slight attempt at humor Monday. And I'm not sure if I'm just not funny, which is probably the case, or what, but it was a humorous story, dealing with me and my kids. My kid was having car problems. She was frustrated because the car was acting up, and then it wasn't acting up, blah, 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 and ended up getting fixed. And I explained to her kids and cars are very much alike. We're going to flip this over and continue, because I got neighbors getting ready to walk in, and I got a kid walking out. So that nobody gets recorded without wanting to be recorded, I've got it faced back on me again. So with that being said, that's thing number one. Like I said, people didn't seem to understand that I was trying to be funny. That was my attempt. Number two, I have, since my last Once Wednesday, I have talked to Mr. Toman's girlfriend. And I do have a few things minorly wrong. Here's it. When I read book one and I read the interview, I read them pretty much at the same time, and I made notes. I confused, as far as I know, I only really got one thing wrong. I confused one thing, one problem. I said that he thinks that Chris is innocent. He doesn't say that. The interview about him says that he said that, but he says he didn't say that. He says that he doesn't think Chris is innocent. He knows that Chris didn't work alone, and he doesn't think that Chris is a cold-blooded killer. This is where Mr. Toman and I disagree. I believe he is a cold-blooded killer. Mr. Toman's basic thing was, well, like, I was in the cell next to him for 7 months. I talked to him day in and day out. Yeah, that's true, he did. However, Shanann was married to him for 8 years and knew him before she got married to him. So I don't think, and this is not throwing shade at Mr. Toman. This is not. This is just, I don't think he knows him that well, because, Shanann was with Shanann was with him for 8 years and didn't know him that well. He fooled everybody. So while I respect the fact that Mr. Toman did talk to him every day for 7 months, Shanann talked to him every day for 8 years. So there's my only correction that I can think of. Is the interview did say that he thought Chris was innocent, and he says no. In an interview he did with Alex Erickson, he says no, he never said that Chris was innocent, that he believes that Chris had help, and he believes that Chris is not a cold-blooded killer. Just 1 second. Yes, sweetheart?
I left my yellow. Hi, what's his name?
Her name is Duchess.
Duchess?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Duchess. I have a friend's dog that's named Duchess.
She don't like to be hugged real close. It makes her a little bit nervous. She's not used to little kids.
She's a big dog.
She's a good-sized dog. Why don't you go help your... I'm on the phone, so why don't you go help your mom? Anyhow, back to what I was saying. Mr. Toman did know him for 7 months, but other people knew him longer and still thought he was, everybody thought he was kind and quiet. Now, the third thing I want to talk about today, right now, is very simple. Okay, cool. She a pretty dog? The thing I want to talk about now. I've listened to a lot of theories out there, and the biggest one I see coming up besides my own is this explosion theory. Now, the number one person, I mean, a lot of people have expressed this, but the one person that seems to believe in this the strongest is Amber from ATS. And I have a lot of respect for Amber. As I said, I think she's a great content creator. I think that she's does wonderful videos and documentaries. I do not agree with her theory, as I've said. I think, and again, this is not shade to her. This is literally not shade to anyone. I just don't agree with her theory. This is my opinion saying I don't agree with her theory. There's something about Anadarko and Nicole and Jim being eco-terrorists, and they were supposed to blow up Anadarko, this and that and the other. They were supposed to blow it up for the insurance money. I don't know. Part of that theory is that Shanann was supposed to be part of the scheme, but the kids were collateral damage. And I think one of the reasons why people tend to do that, and again, this is not shade to Amber or anyone that believes in this theory, that's their right to believe in it. But I think part of the reason why this theory is a popular theory is because so many people have the misconception that Chris loved his children and he loved his wife, and that would be the only way he would kill them. I don't. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a horrible theory. I do think it's a little too complex. Now, I don't remember the entire theory, because to be honest, when she starts talking about it, I tune out. And that's not anything on her, that's me. That's how my brain works. When people are talking about something like that, and I listen to it. I listened to the whole theory once. She's explained it quite a few times, and she has a video on it. I've never gone and watched the video, and maybe I should go watch it. Maybe this is where I'm in the wrong. But with that being said, I just, from what I remember of it, and I you know what, I probably would do myself a favor or a service to go back and try to go back and watch it, find it on her channel and watch it. But like I said, if you want to go watch it for yourself, I don't know what the name of it is, but I'm sure if you go through her channel, you can find it. So it's Amber, ATS News, Amber Truth Seeker. You can go back to her channel, you can look it up yourself, you can see if you can figure out what she's saying. It might make sense to you. I don't. And I do. I think it's too complex. I don't think anything about Chris was that complex, number one. Number two, I think the main reason why people search for things like this or alternate theories like this is because they just don't want to believe that Chris didn't love his family. They want to believe that there was good in him, and they want to believe that he loved his family, and they look for something more complex. I just don't. I've always believed the same theory. I've always believed that he's just a narcissist, that why everybody thought he was a good guy It's the same reason everybody thinks that my husband's a good guy until they really get to know him better. Then they start seeing that mask slip, or they start seeing a crack in that mask, and they're like, wait a minute, maybe he's not that good. He had people convinced that I was the horrible person and he was the good guy. He went as far as to convince people that I tried to run him over with a car. He went as far as to tell people to call the police on me and have the police come out and investigate me for vehicular assault. The police did come out. They did hear his side. They heard my side. They actually investigated the quote unquote scene and basically told him he was crazy. I mean, nicely, but told him basically that he was crazy because I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today if I was in trouble for vehicular assault. They said that there was no way I hit him and ran him over. They found no proof of it whatsoever. They did find proof that I hit his truck with my car as I was trying to leave the house, because that's kind of how this started. I was simply trying to leave the house. Bad. And if this is a story that people want to get into with me later, I'll be more than happy to explain it in greater detail in a video. But that's what I'm saying. He had people convinced that I tried to run him over with a car. He had family members calling me up going, why did you try to run him over? And I was always said the first time, I mean, I was dumbfounded when the police showed up. I, of course, cooperated with the police. They, of course, investigated it. They found it to be bullshit. But if people want the full story on that, I'll do a video on it. Chris had people convinced he was a good guy. Chris had people convinced that he would never hurt a fly until he did. My theory all along has been he killed her. He killed her because, and this was premeditated. He's already said once, quite a few times actually, in different interviews, that he thought about it for a while. But he already said once that this was premeditated. I feel like it was, and I feel like the kids weren't just collateral damage. I feel like the kids were actually part of the plan. Because as my theory has stated for many times, over many years, I believe with all my heart, every fiber in my being, they were part of the plan. I believe that if he could get rid of Shanann and the kids, I believe he could, because see, I don't think he intended to get busted that day. I don't think he thought he was going to get busted that day. I think he was going to go ahead, kill them, dispose of their bodies, go to work a whole day at work, come home and go, oh my God, my wife and kids are missing. Where are my wife and kids? I believe he was going to call friends and family and go, has anybody talked to Shanann? I believe that he was going to go, where's Shanann? Has anybody talked to her? When nobody had talked to her, I believe he was going to call the police. I believe he was going to file a missing persons report on his wife and children. I believe that he didn't think the bodies would ever be found. I believe that he didn't think he would ever be caught. I believe that eventually, after time passed, he could presume them dead. I believe while he was waiting to presume them dead, I think that's why the girls were in oil tanks. Not only did he think that the oil would cover up the smell of decaying bodies, I don't think anybody ever thought that they would look there. Shanann's body might have eventually been found, but the kids would never have been found. But I believe he was going to try to play this, oh my goodness, my wife took my children and she left me. She left me high and dry. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh my goodness gracious. Gee willikers, oh my goodness. I think he would have gradually introduced Nicole into the scene. I believe that he would have gradually started telling people, well, Shanann's been gone so long, I thought, I've got to get on with my life. I met a girl at work. Her name is Nikki. She is a friend. And then she would have been dating him. And then I think he would have drug it out. I think he was going to try to drag it out, introduce her first as a coworker, and then introduce her as a friend, and then quote unquote start dating her, then quote unquote get engaged, and then quote unquote get married. I think that was his plan. I believe that with all my heart. I believe that if he thought he could get rid of Shanann and the kids and make it look like she took the kids and she left him, I believe he would have got a whole bunch of, oh, woe is me, poor baby, your wife and your children left you. And now you've had to turn to someone else for comfort. Because that's how they work. That is simply how they work. He didn't want a divorce. A divorce would have meant, number one, admitting he cheated. Everybody would have known he cheated. That makes him look bad. Number two, not only did he cheat, but he abandoned his wife and his kids and married another woman. Number three, he would have had to put up with Shanann. Don't take it as victim blaming. He would have had to put up with Shanann for the next 18 years through child support. He would have been paying her child support, which he didn't want to do. He would have been, having to deal with her for the next 18 years on picking the kids up on weekends or whatever, or for the summer or whatever. I think he would have had to deal with her for the next 18 years of her saying, make sure they get their shots, make sure they eat this, make sure they don't eat that, make sure you keep, I think he would have had to constantly deal with her for the next 18 years, and he didn't want to. So it was just easier for her and the kids to disappear, as I tend to put it. That way, if they disappear, as I've put it, then he gets all the woe is me, he gets all the hugs, he gets the sympathy, he gets to introduce Nikki into his friends and family as a co-worker, a friend, a girlfriend, a fiance, and then a wife. I think that was his plan. I honestly believe that. And I don't have a problem thinking that he wanted to kill his wife and his kids, or that he had a problem killing his wife and his kids, because then if he could do that, then people would accept her gradually in time. That's my theory, and I'll stick to that theory, just like Amber's sticking to hers. So, like I said, it's Amber Truth Seeker ATS. If you want to go check out her explosion theory, I invite you to go do that. I also invite you to look at other people's theories. I invite you to go listen to mine. If you have theories of your own, please, by all means, comments about this at any given time. I enjoy your comments. Most of you have amazing theories or thoughts on these. Most of you have good theories. So I invite these theories. I say, yes, please. Watch her theories. Watch my theory. You've heard my theory. I never ever believed that they were just collateral damage and believed they were part of the plan. She believes differently. I think she's a good content creator. I think she's head and shoulders above a lot of them. I don't think she's the best one out there. I've never said that. I think actually some of the better ones are like Real Killers, Beyond Criminal Minds, Deception Detective. It's either Beyond Criminal Minds or Behind Criminal Minds. Right now I'm drawing a blank on that. But I do think she is one of the better ones. I think her theories are very thought out. I just think, number one, that theory is too complicated for Chris. And number two, I think it's a stretch because I think he had no problems killing the kids. That's just my theory, and that's what I wanted to cover today, is the theories that are out there. That's the only one I know of. I mean, there's some others I've heard of, and I need to go take some time. I need to go look at other theories. But I think that's the end of this video today. I think that wraps up Watch Wednesday. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I want everybody to have a beautiful, blessed day. Please, if you like this video, like it, give it the thumbs up. Subscribe to this if you want more content, like it so that you know when this content's coming. Share this with someone else if you think they'll like it. If you like the different scenery once in a while, let me know. I can keep trying to do something different. If you don't like it, that's also fine. I can go back to the way I was doing it. I hope someday to have a little bit more money to work with. I hope to have someday get better equipment. Right now I'm using my phone because that's what I have, So there we go. Everybody have a beautiful, blessed day. Enjoy yourselves. Be kind to each other. The world is divided. Be really kind. Anyway, Mama Robin loves you. Have a beautiful day.